This segment of the show is brought to you by the PGA Tour Superstore. See why golfers everywhere are proud to call PGA Tour Superstore their golf pro shop. Visit them online at pgasuperstore.com. Now, back to you, Chris.
All right, now joining me on the French Lick Resort guest line is Dave Windsor. Dave is a Class A PGA professional and the director of adaptive golf for the Georgia State Golf Association. He is considered one of the country's foremost experts in teaching adaptive golf, assisting those with physical, cognitive, and or sensory impairments to learn to play golf while enhancing the quality of their lives. Dave has been coaching and coordinating multiple adaptive golf clinics on a weekly basis since 2000, introducing or reintroducing the game as a means of therapy and accelerating recovery. Dave founded the Adaptive Golf Academy in 2006, training fellow PGA and LPGA professionals, therapists, and other coaches across the country to become adaptive golf coaches to help make an impact on others in their communities. He is a 7-time PGA Section Award recipient across both North Florida and Georgia PGA sections, including Teacher of the Year and a PGA Patriot Award winner. Dave became the National PGA of America Patriot Award recipient in 2015 for his dedication and personification of patriotism through the game, and I'm very honored he is with me tonight here on Next on the Tee. Hey, Dave, thanks for coming on the show.
Chris, thank you very much. It's my pleasure.
Dave, as you know, our show goes out over the Armed Forces Radio Network, and you're doing such great work helping our veterans and wounded service members, either getting them into golf for the first time or relearning the game of golf. What made you want to get involved in adaptive golf?
Well, it sure didn't take very long. I was just living the dream, first year as a PGA member, as a club professional down in Sarasota, Florida, just an hour south of the well-known MacDill Air Force Base. Just had a physical therapist come into the golf shop one day and introduce, a program that he had established in Florida, and that's just bringing out folks from different walks of life. Either they were in an accident where they maybe had a spine injury, loss of limb, brain injury, what we refer to as, say, a TBI. A lot of stroke survivors were coming through the rehabilitation, and he was just applying the game of golf and all the different skill sets that it brings to light for these folks to get back into the fabric of society.
Dave, expand upon that a little bit. Talk about some of the injuries that your students have been able to overcome to either learn or relearn the game of golf.
There's such a wide spectrum. It's so vast. So, to give you an example of first and foremost, if you get, and all of us know someone that, has maybe had a circumstance take place. But just one interesting fact is, every 40 seconds in the United States, someone suffers a stroke. And a lot of stroke survivors are a big part of our program. And then they're sort of through all these different rehabilitation centers. And really there's, it's such a pleasure, and it's such, a breath of fresh air for the therapist to see that they have a program that they can refer their recovering patients to. That's one. And the progress from someone that, maybe if we can, get a chance to meet them in their early intervention. And if I bring, just as an example, the well-known Shepherd Center in Atlanta, it is really maybe a week after a catastrophic injury. They want them up and moving and working on their balance and going through range of motion as quickly as possible. And to see someone at that early stage and then be able to have them participate, whether it be weekly, monthly, over the course of months or a couple of years, they are up out of their wheelchairs, with initial diagnosis of, hey, you may or may not ever walk again. And to have them out there walking 9 holes, playing next to you and just to see them light up, that is the story to be told. And that could be happening more and more across the nation.
And Dave, let's expand upon that, because you've been involved with the Shepherd Center Clinic here in town. You've hosted some of the patients at the Charlie Yates Golf Club. Talk about some of the events that you've been involved with in conjunction with the Shepherd Center.
Yes, just as recent of today, down at the Charlie Yates Golf Course, really close to East Lake, where all the activity is happening this week. What we partner with the Shepherd Center with is for their health and wellness clinics. And so what we do is we provide some trained coaches, which I'd like to talk to you about, opportunity for folks to learn more and become trained volunteers with us. But we bring resources such as trained volunteers that really give a good understanding of helping someone, whether they're in a seated position, a wheelchair, a power chair, maybe they're just starting to get into an upright position at that time. And then we have some unique equipment to help some folks. So whether it be the right kind of gloves, the right kind of clubs, the Paragolf or golf cart, which is a unit that can stand someone upright. We have the Solar Rider golf car. And so just depends on that person's impairment. We were going to match them up with the right equipment and get them the resources to play. So that is one way that we're able to help and partner with Shepherd Center therapists and enhance the skills and really give the resources to community life again after they leave the four walls of the hospital. And that's just been one of the most exciting things, to partner with groups like that, to partner with, say, the veteran clinics, to partner with Blaze Sports, to partner with the Center for Visually Impaired. So throughout the year, we'll do some things with Shepherd, and during inclement weather season, we're inside their gymnasium where we transform half of their gymnasium into a makeshift golf center, from putting, chipping to full swing, just trying to encourage and inspire those that there is life beyond those four walls.
And Dave, one of the great things is the level of enthusiasm that I hear in your voice. It's got to fill you with a lot of satisfaction seeing the impact that your program is having. What are some of the special moments that have really warmed your heart?
Well, we definitely have to have you out. You have to really see this, and it's just downright contagious. And even between the participants, we may have say half a dozen wheelchair golfers coming out to our clinic, and we might have just a couple of our single rider carts available. And one of our volunteers might ask, "All right, who's next?" And they're all going to point to the person next to them. "Hey, Joe needs to go." Or, "Oh, it's Marcus's turn." And so they're always encouraging each other. They always want to see the next person really succeed. And just one of the moments out of all that is to shake hands with a blind golfer, whether it be a junior or an adult, who may or may not have ever played golf before their an injury, and just to walk them through the steps and allow them to feel the golf club, the sensory of the grip, the weight of the club head, understanding the squareness, or getting that club face to be square, and to be on the right track and help guide that person through, and giving them step by step, and then to get the ball right where that swing is consistently going through, and just to watch them. And you can hear it. Those of us that play, you can hear that they peered it. They get the feel of it too, and to watch it go, and to be their eyes, to watch them perform. That is extremely gratifying. I don't know
Dave,
how much you're aware of the listeners, but blind golf has been in existence for over 75 years, and they just celebrated the 73rd United States Blind Golf Championship outside of Nashville last month.
Wow, that's awesome. And Dave, to take that one step further, what about stories you've heard from participants or their families regarding the impact your program is having on their quality of life? Because beyond the golf course, I got to imagine that this is instilling a level of confidence in them even when they're not playing golf.
Absolutely. The biggest thing is a change in mindset and the outlook. And, there really isn't anything stronger than the sense of hope, and to provide someone that, again, whether it be through self-performance, for proving it to themselves, being around that social environment again. But if any of us have had and known someone that has, maybe gone through a little change of identity, more or less, physically, mentally, sensory impairments, that that can really, put that person, your family member, into a pretty dark place of depression. That anxiety sets in, and a lot of times they will retract, and they'll just try to avoid society. And to be able to break them out of their shell in order to get them around an environment like we feel like we create, the testimonials from spouses, from their kin, you just don't know how much, this activity of being around the game of golf can really impact someone's life. And it could just be a simple outing, to get them out. And it just breaks them out of there. It's just a full embodiment of mental toughness, and it just helps those blocks for that individual.
Dave, how many rehab facilities are there around the state of Georgia and really across the country that have programs like the one you've put together?
Hey, thanks for asking that question. With being currently the only state golf association that has encompassed an adaptive golf program, here we are in the great state of Georgia. It's the Georgia State Golf Association that 3 years ago had vowed to create the model here in Georgia through all of its cities and partnering with those rehabs. So here in Atlanta, everyone from, say, the Shepherd Center, the VA, from, say, Northside Hospital, the groups from Emory. I'm probably missing a few here and there. Could be the chiropractic clinics. Any of those, there isn't anyone that really wouldn't align with. Down in Augusta, we have a program bi-monthly as well, every first and third Wednesday. And of course, they have 2 VAs down there, and it's the whole, say, regional spinal cord treatment facility down there, as well as Doctors Hospital, again, for civilians, so a lot of stroke survivors there, all the way down to Savannah, where we're every first Saturday of the month. For those on the military network, that's at the Hunter Army Golf Course every first Saturday. And then recently we launched Valdosta in conjunction with some of our ties with Moody Air Force Base. And right there you have the South Georgia Medical Center. So it really goes on wherever these locations, and we definitely want to partner with those. So if there's anyone linked in with physical therapists, occupational therapists, definitely, they could help be, the fire starter for a new program in their community.
To that end, Dave, are there other facilities reaching out to you to try to start something similar in their areas?
Absolutely. Although, we're the most unique because we're powered by a state golf association. There are others, almost every state is going to have some linkage of adaptive golf. Referring just to the south of us in Florida, the program that I was involved with, that has sustained a weekly program down in Sarasota, Florida. Then up the road in Tampa, they're celebrating 11 years in conjunction with the Tampa Veterans Hospital, and that's been a weekly program falling on the 11th year and 2 Fridays. There's been some extensions to that with say Tarpon Springs and around the Tampa area. Orlando has a group. There's one resource where you can find many of these in one place, and that is our United States Adaptive Golf Alliance, and that is the usaga.org, and that lists over 30 organizations under this umbrella that we're all working together as one voice. We all have a common theme of enhancing lives through the game of golf. Some focus on military, like my friend Steve Greiner up in the D.C. area, former golf professional at Fort Belvoir, and he has links to freedom, so he's very active all around the D.C. area, all the way up here to New England. Bob Beach, and both of these guys are fellow PGA professionals and National Patriot Award recipients, and they're doing their thing in their community, and the list could go on.
So, Dave, for our listeners who need help, or there's a family member who knows somebody who needs help, or has a friend who needs help, how can they get in touch with you and follow you either online or over social media?
We're very fortunate to have a gentleman with us, and he contacted me the week that I moved to Georgia in 2015, and he not only here is a Georgia resident who is hands-on with our volunteer base and, a big part of our recruitment, but is probably the most well-versed and in tune with where there's a program and where we can get people linked in, whether it be military base, whether it be civilian, junior to adult. And he is our outreach leader for both the Georgia State Golf Association as well as United States Adaptive Golf Alliance. And so if you, the best way is to seek our GSGA website. And that's right here, our home at Georgia State Golf Association. And, we're really trying to be the rock, the foundation for others to begin. And on that homepage of gsga.org, just simply scroll down to the bottom, you'll see the Adaptive Golf Program. There's a short video to give a little overview and lead you to the page where you can find Mr. Bob Thibodeau and myself, David Windsor. Emails are there, phone numbers, and we'd be more than happy to help someone find a location.
And Dave, for the folks that want to get involved and want to volunteer, how can they get in touch with you so that they can find out more information and do get involved?
Yeah, they can definitely get in touch with us the same way. Our next coach training program is a workshop, and it's a 7-hour program. Takes part indoors, do a lot of PowerPoint, a lot of video, a lot of thinking outside the box. And then we do some self-adaptation. So a coach, a volunteer, we may have them experiment hitting some balls from a seated position, one-handed. We have a prosthetic leg prop, and where they get a little self-adaptation, they get a little feel for some of those swing skills and balance, test of balance, and it really just gives them more confidence, a comfort level. So when they do meet someone, they're going to just be more comfortable and getting on the same page with them and help them enhance their lives. So they can also reach and ask that inquiry through our website.
Well, Dave, I can't thank you enough for taking time out of your night to come and be a part of the show and share all of this information with us. I hope you'll come back and join me again sometime because this work is absolutely outstanding. Please come back, update us, and let us know how things are going. Really enjoyed having you as part of the show tonight.
Well, it's my pleasure, and I really, really appreciate that opportunity to put that word out there. Being involved in the adaptive golf arena for 20 years now, you just happen to meet the greatest people. You see their comeback stories, and we're always just encouraging others to pick up a golf club and start writing their next chapter in recovery. So really appreciate it.
Absolutely, Dave. Thank you again for your time tonight. I hope you'll come back and join us again soon. In between now and then, all the best to you and your family.
Thank you so much.
That is David Windsor. And again, check out all the great things that they're doing online at usaga.org and gsga.org.